I'm really bad at planning. I figure that's the way to best start this because I genuinely don't know what this is going to be. For the past few weeks, I have been trying to do a commentary video of sorts, and every attempt has failed horribly. I tried to write a video about the Sonic Central event when it came out, and that was terrible. Scrapped that while I was scripting it. I tried to do a video about E3, and that was absolutely unwatchable. Just so much of me pausing and stuttering. Literally, as soon as I started this recording, I realized that I was going to need this as the prop, because there's one good bit in the E3 video, and it's where I take this, and I look in the camera, and I say, when I made the lock shot video, someone commented and asked why I was drinking through the mask and not pulling it up to drink like a normal person. This is for you. Cheers. So anyway, I was thinking about it and whether I should continue working on the E3 video or just scrap it and do something else, when I realized, oh, right, Sonic's 30th anniversary is in a couple days, and I have not prepared anything for it. I should probably do something for it since that's part of my brand. And so, here we are. I have told myself, make a Sonic video, and now I'm going to make a Sonic video. You're supposed to watch a movie upstairs, I said. Turn on the camera. I'll talk about the new game, because there are some leaks about the new game that are saying that it's going to be an open world Sonic game, and that to me is something that is very interesting and very stupid. And I'm going to start why I think it's extremely stupid, and then talk about where maybe my cynicism is getting the better of me. Sonic Team is not very good at their job. It's at the point where people defend games that I didn't think were very good at all. Like, you'd be surprised how many people will go up to bat for Sonic Unleashed. And I didn't play the good version of Sonic Unleashed. I played it on the Wii and not on the PS3, but I played it and it was fine, but Colors was so much better. I feel like we're waiting for a Sonic game to come out where we can say, that's not just good for a Sonic game, that's just a damn good game. And I mean, Mania was that, but I am talking more about, you know, your Sonic Forces, your Sonic Colors, your Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Team's not the best when it comes to that sort of thing, and I'm not sure why that is. I'm always open to blame a publisher pushing aggressive deadlines that the team can't make, but I don't know that for certain. That's just my baseless conjecture. But the problem that I've realized is that Sonic Team has been making linear Sonic games, and the thing about a linear game is that, let's say, like, there's so much effort. There's 100 points of effort that can be put into the development of a video game. If you're making a linear game, all of that time will go into the same path that every player is going to go through, for the most part. And so, to me at least, it means there's more pressure to make that path look good, but it's also the main path you have to look at. With an open world game, those 100 points of developer energy has to be spread across a much larger space. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Plenty of studios can make a good open world game. I'm not trying to say that it's... I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say it's harder, like necessarily harder. But it's sort of why you can find open world games where the assets are copy-pasted, or there are areas that don't feel like they've really been looked over. Because, you know, it's a large game space and there's only so much you can really focus on when you're under crunch. Because every game is under crunch now. It's all just crunch. I can't wait to get into the game industry. Sonic Team is already having a great deal of difficulty with just making a linear game. And I think that if they try to make an open world game, it will go really poorly. I do not have high expectations for Sonic as an open world game. However, I will acknowledge that part of this is my bias against open world games, because I'm so sick of them. I feel like mainstream games for the past 10 years have just asked themselves, okay, how are we going to make this game appealing? And they just copied their notes from Far Cry 3. They just copied Far Cry 3's game design notes over and over and over again. And I'm so tired of it. This is why I am so much more desperate for playing linear games. I'll go back 10 years ago. I'll play the campaign to Battlefield Bad Company 2. For the love of God, I just want a linear game I can finish in under 20 hours. And so you've got a type of game that has the potential to be much harder to make than a linear game. And you've combined that with, it's the kind of game that I am just so tired of. And I think unless they put like this crazy spin on the nature of an open world game and they redefine what an open world game can be, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it a whole lot. And let's be real, the team that made Sonic Forces is most likely not going to be reinventing the very concept of what an open world game can be. Breath of the Wild got 10s out of 10s almost universally, and that didn't even come close to redefining what an open world game could be. It was just a really good example of an open world game. However, while I may not be hopeful, I do think that an open world platformer is interesting. And what I sort of realized was two things. One, open world platformers aren't super common. Like, think about it. When's the last time you've heard of an open world platformer? Like, legitimately open world platformer. For me, thinking off the top of my head, it was Mirror's Edge Catalyst. And that came out whenever it came out. I'm showing the year on the screen right now. That was kind of a while ago. And so, another game like that has potential to be really interesting. And on top of that, I have been arguing for years that what Sonic needs to do is start experimenting. You may think that it's stupid to have him go back in time to be part of Demon's Souls notebook doodles from middle school, but it was something new. You've never seen anything quite like that now, have you? And mechanically, there's a lot of potential here. One thing that people almost universally complain about with modern Sonic games like the really recent ones, is that you start the level, you hold down boost, and then you do that for 1.5 minutes, and then you win, and you get an S rank. And that's just kind of boring to a lot of people, and I agree. I think that that can be really mechanically boring. But by adding a more open world nature to the game, I think there could be a nice change of pace from that. And what that turns out to be, I'm not sure. And that's why I say interesting and not good. Using my powers of prediction with the Mountain Dew bottle, the Battle of Mountain Dew Major Melon as my crystal ball, I am not seeing any positive futures for this new Sonic game, but they are almost all fascinating. And so even though I am not excited for the new Sonic game, because I don't think it will be good, I am very interested in it from a design standpoint, and I really want to see what they come up with for the concept of an open world Sonic game. I hope they can do something new and interesting. I dread that they're just going to make a crappy Ubisoft game. I dread it with every fiber of my being. I wake up in chills, sweat pouring down my body, thinking about climbing towers and revealing more parts of the map. And then Sonic will say a funny quip about how ubiquitous it is to climb the tower and reveal part of the map. And then I will leap off the tower and die. Let's change the topic. I tried playing Sonic 06 a little while ago. The game is listed as in-game, but not playable. A playable game can be played from start to finish with no problems. A in-game game can probably be played, but it doesn't work very well. And so, having the game be in-game is not great, but add on top of that the fact that Sonic 06 is buggy as hell. And I don't know if it ever got patched, but the version that I have is 1.0, no patches. So I'm playing what might be the buggiest version of the game you can possibly play. So I played Sonic 06 and it was absolutely unplayable. Which is a shame, because I actually do wish I could play it. Like, even Sonic 06, a game that is bad, it's doing stuff you've never seen before. Maybe that's not good stuff. Maybe you didn't want to see a human kissing an unconscious Sonic to bring him back to life, but you'd never seen it before. And honestly, that is why I like Sonic so much compared to... Actually, nothing. I just really like it on its own. It's why I like it so much. Sonic is able to experiment in ways that other games, game franchises just can't. Sonic has so many things thrown into it that you can do almost anything you want, and you'll get a general idea of, like, a general consensus of, like, yeah, that's something. That's Sonic, I guess. That's Sonic. I mean, granted, you'll also get so much debate about whether it's the way Sonic should be going. Like, it's so much arguing and arguing and arguing and arguing. I don't even know what canon Sonic is anymore. I don't know my Archie comics from my IDWs. I don't know my Sonic Booms from my Sonic cartoons. I really don't know why I made Sonic part of my brand when I'm honestly kind of stupid. in regards to knowing everything about the series. But there is so much that a Sonic game can be that I can't not be invested. Granted, some of it is sort of like just childhood nostalgia. I mean, I started playing it before when I was like 8, so of course it's going to have had an impact on me. But I started playing Mario around that same time, and Mario has not stuck with me in ways that Sonic has. And I think a lot of that is because Sonic is able to do so much more. Sonic may fail. Sonic games may fail horribly, but they can fail in ways that no other game really can. I feel like aesthetically, even though it's such a well-established franchise, it's still able to experiment and to do something new. And I really appreciate that. I think it's part of what makes every new game so fascinating to me. And it's why I care. Because I know Sonic can be good, and I want it to be good. And I keep looking at it, looking into it, playing the games, because even if they are not good, the one thing I can never really say about Sonic is that it's boring. There's always something interesting to look at. And that's a really big deal to me. Anyway, enough about this boring shit. I got me a copy of Computer Gaming Magazine. You want to hear about Unreal Tournament 2003? Boy, howdy, have I got the insider information for you.